Yeah, it's another very interesting time. Tumekutana tena. Jina langu ni Mr. Mlelwa na leo tunaenda kuendelea na discussion ya topic nyingine ya O-level biology, which is organic evolution. This is the last topic in O-level biology na tuna discuss concept mbalimbali. And kwanza kabisa tunatakiwa kujua maana neno evolution, na baada ya kujua maana neno evolution tunataka kujua maana neno organic evolution, na ndipo tunaweza tukajua vitu vingi kuhusu organic evolution na vitu mbalimbali. Umesoma kwenye history form 1 na bila shaka huenda picha kama hii hapa chini sio picha mpya sana kwako. Picha kama hii hapa chini sio picha mpya, huenda umeiona kwenye vitabu vya history form 1 na unajiuliza inakuwaje sasa hivi naenda biology inafanana na history tena. You started about picture like this in your form 1 history subject, and now in form 4 biology you are discussing about organic evolution, which is to some extent similar with your form 1 history. Now, what does the term evolution mean? Evolution iliyosoma kwenye history form 1 ni ile tunayo discuss huko. The term evolution is the gradual changes which occur over time. Ni mabadiliko. When you are talking about gradual, that means they are very slow. Gradual changes which occur over time. Haya mabadiliko yanaweza yakawa kwenye vitu mbalimbali. Na kwenye form 1 ile evolution ulikuwa unasoma kwenye history, ulikuwa unasoma mambo mbalimbali, ulikuwa unasoma mambo ya Stone Age, ulikuwa unasoma mambo ya from gorilla or from apes to homo sapiens, ambaye ndio binadamu wanaishi sasa. Kwa hiyo in your form 1 history you discussed about a lot of things, but here we'll just be only discussing about the changes which occur in living organisms. Ndio maana hii tunaita ni organic evolution. Kwa hapa tutakuwa na discuss evolution of living organisms. What was the origin of living organisms and how have they changed until they have reached the current state. Living organism walitokea wapi? Kiumbe wa kwanza ilitokea wapi? Seli ya kwanza ilitokea wapi? Uhai kwa mara ya kwanza ulitokea wapi? Na uhai ulipotokea kwaje au viumbe wakaanza kuzaliana? Nini kilichopelekea wazaliane? Kuumbwa kwa kiumbe wa kwanza kulitokea wapi? Because in biology we are believing, tunaamini kwamba all cells they originate from pre-existing cell by the process of cell division. Now the question comes, what was the origin of the first cell? Because all cells they originate from the pre-existing cells. Now what was the origin of the first cell? In which other cells they are originating from that cell. Kwa hiyo organic evolution, actually we are discussing about the origin of living organisms and how have they changed until now. Living organism walitokea wapi na wamebadilikaje mpaka sasa hapa tulipo. That is organic evolution. Kwa evolution which you studied in your form 1 history, it was a general evolution. You studied about a human being, you studied about Stone Age, you studied about different technologies, because the Stone Age, the Stone Age ni age ambazo na discuss kuhusu different technology ambazo human being aliwahi kutumia. But in organic evolution you just be dealing much with the origin of a living organism and how this living organism has changed time over time. Now kama nilivyokuambia kwamba evolution definition yake ni ile ya kwenye history. Evolution is the gradual changes which occur over time. But organic evolution can be defined in different ways. Organic evolution, remember, organic evolution, simply the term organic means that we are talking of the living organism, lakini it doesn't have any new thing. The term organic simply means that we are talking of a living organism, but it doesn't have any new issue with the meaning of evolution. So organic evolution can be defined in the process whereby complex organisms have developed from simpler form due to changes and adaptation. Complex organism kama ambao tunao sasa labda binadamu, they have developed from simpler forms. Which one? Bacteria, because we are believing that all living organisms, they were originated from one cell, but that one cell undergone different changes, and these different changes finally zikatuleta hapa tulipo. Why does that cell undergone changes? Because of adaptation, to adapt the environment, to become better adapted to the environment, to live well in the environment. So changes were necessary, because without changes it couldn't be possible for that organism to survive in the environment well and reproduce. Organic evolution, in other words, is the process of change in organisms, mabadiliko organisms, by which descendants come to differ from their ancestors. Descendants, that means the organism which exists now. Descendants, the organisms which exist now, they differ with the ancestors. Ancestors, organisms which survived previous time, let's say miaka 100, miaka 1000 iliyopita, wanaitwa ancestor, and the history of the sequence of such change. Kwa organic evolution is the process of change in organism, ni mabadiliko ya organism ambayo organism which exist now, the descendants, come to differ from the ancestors, those which existed many years ago, and a history of such changes, a history why there are these changes, a history. That's organic evolution. Also, organic evolution can be defined in the process whereby complex organisms have developed from simpler form due to changes and adaptation. This is the same with the number 1 definition, so we'll not discuss about this. Number 4, organic evolution is the genetic change that occur to a specific advantage to organisms, to a changed environmental condition, which become the basis of the evolution and the mechanism by which new species arise. Actually, we can say genetic change, but not all changes of the organism, they are just only genetic changes. And even genetic changes, they are many of them. Some of them can be because of mutations. Some of them can be because of the meiosis, as we discussed in Form 3 biology, how meiosis can lead to genetic variation due to processes such as independent assortment of chromosome, or processes such as crossing over independent assortment of chromosome, or even fertilization, the random fertilization process. So what we can say is that organisms, they undergo changes with time. When they undergo changes, there are reasons for these changes to occur. And actually, when they undergo changes, they become better adapted to the environment. Organic evolution, we are discussing about the changes and the reason or why they have undergone changes. Now you can see this picture, and hopefully you have discussed this in your history subject Form 1 a lot of times, and I can't repeat discussion of this picture again. You have discussed about the stages of human being, how has changed from a gorilla-like picture or a gorilla-like appearance to a human being appearance. A gorilla-like appearance of a human being here to a human being using computer like me. Now, I can't say much about the truth of this, and most of people, they ask why nowadays gorilla, they don't change to human being. Why? Historians and scientists, they believe that it took millions of years for a gorilla to change into human being. Now, we come and ask ourselves that why nowadays gorilla, they don't live millions of years and to change into a human being. And actually, even if they could live millions of years, we could not be alive. So we might just live 100 years and then die. So the gorilla which could live millions of years, we couldn't see it changing to a human being. But I think some of these, they are just scientific reasons which are not such some valid. To my side, I believe that human being was made by God, and a gorilla was made by God also. I believe that, and even some of the theories of organic evolution, they believe on special creation theory, which is God made the world, also all animals and all living organisms. That is the special creation theory. So it's not only me, even some theories of organic evolution, they believe on that. But some of the theories, they believe that human being and even other organisms, they undergo changes. Now, don't matter about that, and don't matter about your faith. Even my faith disagree with what has been presented in this picture here. But you can ask me, how do you teach now? How do you teach me again if your faith and you don't believe with this is true? Why I teach you about this picture? I teach you because you need to learn, you need to understand, you need to reason. You need to know how to reason, and you need to develop factors to know whether it's true or not. And furthermore, it is because you are required to answer the exams and to pass them. Organic evolution is just like a mat of stories which are not actually true. It's just like a beliefs. Ni kama imani. Organic evolution, there are some of things which you can reason and you can see they are true, but not all of them they they are true to such extent. So you need to know about that. You need to know about that, about how when you are going to explain organic evolution, not all concepts will be understood by your just normal understanding. No, some of the concepts you just claim, or you just know, and then you say, okay, I have been taught this way and I will answer the exam in this way, but they are not correct and they don't have any kind of reality. You see, so according to organic evolution, evolution explains how different forms have developed and why organisms show both differences and similarities. How different forms have been developed. How, the first question is how, and then the second question is why organisms they show differences or similarities. How different forms have been developed and why organisms they show both differences and similarities. The main ideas of the theory of evolution is that population of living things do undergo changes over generations. Population of living things do undergo changes over generation. According to this theory, according to the theory ambayo population of living things they do undergo changes over time. Kuna donkeys and a zebra, gorilla and a human being, buffalo and a cow, cat and a cheetah. Yani manake hao organism walikuwa na change over time. Donkey akaenda kwa zebra. Punda wa kawaida akaenda kuwa punda milia, zebra. Gorilla akaenda kwa human being. Buffalo akaenda kwa ng'ombe. Cat akaenda kwa cheetah. Cheetah ni aina fulani ya chui. So they have descended from a common animal of the past. That's why these animals are related to each other closely. The importance of organic evolution. Organic evolution is very important in the following aspects. Why organic evolution is important in the following aspects. First, it provides information to why a certain species arise in a particular group of organisms. Kwa nini kuna species fulani katika a certain group of living organisms? Why a certain species arise in a particular group of organisms? It gives information about the origin of organisms. Kuhusu origin ya organism. Organism ametokea wapi? Number 3, it explains how different life forms have developed. Namna ambavyo vitu mbalimbali vimedevelop, vimetokea. Number 4, it explains why organisms show both similarities and differences. And number 5 is it results to the emergence of the pre-existing ones. These are the advantages. We can summarize the advantages. But actually, as I've told you before, that organic evolution, it is full of stories. So there are some of stories which they don't have reality. Some of them they have experiments done and then they have proven that they are wrong. But still, these stories they're in the syllabus and we are required to study these stories. So you need to know about that, and you need to know that we are discussing about the the stories which are some people have developed them. In the coming session, we start discussing about the origin of life, and the theories that explains the origin of life. Origin of life, maisha yatokea wapi? Kiumbe wa kwanza kuishi, seli ya kwanza kuishi itokea wapi? That is our discussion in the coming session.